Hey guys, Joe from J&M Concrete here. This week we are doing a little back patio with the little strip out of garage. Not a lot, not a big deal, but still have to take all the steps necessary to get the work done. Stick around for the excavation, the prep, my favorite part, the pour. We're gonna wheelbarrow this time. Power buggy don't make it. Pump don't make any sense, too expensive. See you later, guys. Bye-bye. One thing you don't see us use very often is the electric breaker. That gate there was about 34 inches wide, and there was a window well right on the other side and a gas meter. So we couldn't get the Bobcat in here to tear this out, excavated. We also couldn't get the power buggy in here, but it was nice to remember why we love our machines so much and why we take care of them, because even though this was small, it's quite a pain in the butt, you know, digging it out by hand. It doesn't compare to a machine. I remember when I bought this yellow breaker, though, I was so excited that my job was getting easier. Now, it's the harder part of my day. But either way, we knocked it out, excavated everything. The patio ended up being bigger than what it was before. Even though this was small, that corner we were in sunk down and the siding went with it. So getting the level away from there, above the grass, not exposing too much of the house was technically a little bit of a pain in the butt. But either way, we still knocked it out. We made sure the levels was good, even though it was a small slab. Another thing that reminded me just how much I love my machines was wheelbarrowing road base in here. It wasn't even all that much. It was maybe like 1.5 tons of road base. But compared to using the Bobcat, which I load the buggy with and get that in, I could probably do maybe 30 to 40 tons with those two machines versus the 1 ton I did with just shovels and this wheelbarrow. Either way, we got it knocked out, got it well compacted, laid down our bar. I mean, just like every other job, even though this will never get driven on, we want to make sure every little detail's taken care of so that this thing sticks around for a very long time after we're done. This little piece was kind of frustrating because we had originally cut it and then put some mats over it, came back later to start breaking it out. But we didn't realize till we got into it that under that coating, a lot of this floor was really falling apart. I mean, there was a reason they did the coating initially. So after we cut it and broke it out, we noticed that it was still falling apart. So we have to cut in another maybe 4 inches in and grab and basically take care of more problem areas. But after we cut it the second time and broke it out the second time, everything was still looking good and we moved forward. All right, guys, so there it is. We have our step here with that. So the big deal here is we don't want to cover siding. We had to go to that little piece of metal that's right there, that little bit of metal you see right there. So we don't cover the siding. And then from there, we measured off this way, that way. So from that white trim down, there's going to be a little gap where we had to kind of adjust the step down and then adjust this way because this was originally sunk down. But it's done now, and it's good to go for tomorrow. Stick around. We're going to wheelbarrow this. I know I don't normally do that, but it's good to sweat a little bit. There's nothing wrong with that. Now let's go check out the front. So we originally cut it, and then we found out that under that little coating, it was still really chipping and falling apart. So we cut it back a little bit. We got a clean edge here, went as far as we could on the edge, and we got 4 rows of bar. Yes, it's a little bit too much, but better safe than sorry. We'll be pouring this tomorrow. See you then, guys. Bye-bye. Yo adentro, si no. Ah, ok. Espera, ahí está. I really wanted to use a pump on this job, but pumping 1 yard, 1.5 yards of concrete, such a short distance would be silly. I'd be billing the customers too much, and a little bit of wheelbarrowing never hurt anybody. Here we are checking the levels, making sure everything's perfect. And since there wasn't much room to work with, we really had to make sure to maximize the water slope from that doorway out to the lawn to this bottom right corner. It took a little double checking, triple checking, but we eventually got it done. And even then, when I came back the next day, I was still a little worried. Water flowed amazing. We knocked it out, and we're very happy that we did it the way that we did it. Since it was only a few forms, we decided to just pop all the forms, do all the faces. That way, the next day when we came back, there wouldn't be much cleanup to be done. Hey guys, Joe from J&M Concrete here. Pour went well, maybe. The step is good. We're getting just enough, a little bit of slope there, a little bit of slope there, and we're still above the grass over here. So this was frustrating. I mean, given the circumstances, I don't want to be below the grass there. I don't want to cover the siding there. We maxed that out. We maxed this out. I also didn't want to make this look weird. So sometimes you have to work with what you're given. But either way, we went through, checked all the levels, came out really, really nice given the circumstances. And then the part in the garage, that was actually the easier part of everything. We just went from one side to the other, floated, smoothed it out, got our expansion in there. So this torn up section here is no longer an issue. They should be able, they're gonna put some of that coating down again to finish this up again, and they should be in a good spot. So next week we are doing a sidewalk that's gonna have a stamped border on either edge. So stick around for that, guys. Thanks for stopping by today. See you next week, guys. Don't forget to leave us a like and subscribe. Bye-bye.